welcome back. Our next two guests are two members, or I guess former members, of the Destin Forward class. Kristin Taylor, who is the Leadership Award winner for this year, and you also happen to work at Cox. You're the Public Affairs Specialist with Cox Communications. And Steve Cann, you work, and I always have to read this, you are the Associate Vice President of Investments with Emerald Coast Wealth Advisors of Raymond James and Associates.
That's
always such a lot.
That's right.
But I got it right?
Good job.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So Destin Forward, for those who don't know, tell me what Destin Forward is, what it does.
Well, it's a leadership class for Destin that takes professionals in the Destin area and teaches them about Destin, what makes it run, the history, and hopefully gets them better prepared to be future leaders.
So would you say that anybody who is in the business community wants to be a future leader should do something like a Destin Forward class?
Yes, absolutely. Destin Forward, presented by the Destin Chamber, is a little unlike the other leadership programs in the area. It's really not a leadership program per se. It's really designed to be an immersive experience to get frontline access to the other leaders in Destin, from our political community, our nonprofits, our business leaders, and to really learn about what makes Destin tick and what makes Destin work and the issues that we face.
That's what when they first started it, I think a couple people from my firm did it, and they really got a lot out of it, and it just exposed them to things that you wouldn't normally be exposed to at a depth that you wouldn't normally be exposed to. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so give me a couple of examples of things you've learned that are surprising to you.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit of a history nerd, don't tell anyone,
No.
but
No.
I know. I love learning about the history of Destin and how it came to be a city, seeing sky view pictures of the harbor where there aren't any condos and very few streets.
Those are neat to look at, aren't they? I mean,
They are. It makes you see how far Destin's come in only, the past 50 years. One thing that I never would have learned about had I not taken Destin Forward was seeing a tour of the Destin Water Users Plant. And actually seeing where our drinking water comes from and how our wastewater is cleaned and redistributed. So that was one thing that I never would have learned.
It's an interesting thing because I think that's a tour that all the classes take, and they seem to learn,
Destin
learn a
Water
lot
Users.
about it. Makes you turn off your water when you're brushing your teeth.
Exactly.
Right, to try to conserve water. Okay, any new insights that you had, Steve?
Yeah, I would add to that the members of my class agreed, and we've seen it in the classes since, that on each of these issues, something as simple as turning on your faucet or whatever it may be, the Highway 98, there's so much more to each of these issues than we sometimes realize just observing from the outside, and it's really enlightening, and at the same time you gain a better appreciation for the challenges on all of these opportunities and challenges that we have in the Destin area.
That's what I think is so great about the program is you do get a different perspective, so that when you become the leaders in the community, you'll have that different perspective and appreciation for what the different facets of the community have to do instead of just just clean the water and get it done.
And helps you look at the big picture.
Sure,
too.
Sure. I know that each class has to do a class project, correct?
That's correct.
I think I know that.
Yeah.
So what was your class? What year was it?
I was in the inaugural class, which began in 2007, and we started in the fall, graduated in the following spring of 08.
Okay, so 07 to 08. What was your class project?
We did a service project for the Destin History and Fishing Museum. The museum had been donated the old charter boat Flipper, which was one of the work boats in the Destin Harbor many years ago, and I believe spent some time as both a fishing boat and later as maybe a snorkel boat. The wooden boat had been donated to the museum. The museum didn't have an idea or a method of turning that into a display. And so working with the museum, we determined that we would remove the pilot house from the museum, or from the boat, and we placed it out in front of the museum, did the restoration work that we needed. We raised all the funds that they needed to complete the project and actually provided a check to the museum as well. And the charter house is now out on display in front of the museum.
It's still there.
It
so when
is,
you drive by, you say, yeah, I helped do that. I helped do that.
So the kids can get in now and turn the wheel and read the plaque about the boat, and it was a lot of fun.
That's a neat, lasting project. Okay, Kristin, how about you? What was your
Well,
project?
we were really fascinated with Destin's original post office building, which is located across the street
Right.
from the Destin History and Fishing Museum.
Okay.
After learning about the history of the Postal Service in Destin, we decided to create a monument to attract not only visitors but residents too. Because when we took a tour, we didn't even know it was there until someone pointed it out to us. So we actually had a laser engraved plaque mounted to a wooden platform that we painted the same colors as the post office building so everyone could see. They would notice it, come up and read the plaque and learn a little bit about the history of Destin's Postal Service, which was originally done by boat. So it's
Really?
come
I
a
did
long
not
way.
know that.
That's right.
Wow, and you had to get your history in there, right?
exactly.
Right.
Okay, so if someone's watching and they're interested in getting in the next Destin Forward class, what would they have to do?
They need to contact the Destin Chamber, either via the website or call, and the applications are available now. We take applications through the summer, and classes begin in mid-August. So you fill out an application, and we'd love to have you.
And you do something every month, is that right?
Every month,
Usually.
one full day each month from mid-August through the following spring, and graduation in the May timeframe.
Okay.
One full day each month, normally a Tuesday, Wednesday, a weekday.
Okay. All right, anything else I've left out or forgotten to ask you guys that you want to add?
No, I think we covered it.
Well, thank you guys for doing that. I feel better knowing that our future leaders are really taking an interest in all of Destin. So I thank you. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
for
Thank
being
you.
Thank you.
members of the chamber.
Thanks.
We'll be back. Actually, we will not be back. I will read to you the upcoming chamber events. On May 24th from 12 to 1 p.m., the social media group Google Plus Pages will have a meeting. The location is the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce, and registration is required. Also on May 24th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., the Multi-Chamber Business After Hours, sponsored by North Light Marina, and the location is 113 John Sims Parkway, and that is in Niceville. On June 12th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Leaders in Business Lunch is located at Destin United Methodist Church, and the sponsorship for that lunch is still available. On June 22nd and 23rd, Destin's two-ball golf classic benefiting the USO of Northwest Florida, and it's sponsored by the Northwest Florida Regional Airport, flyvps.com. That location is Indian Bayou. And I think the date of that has changed, so you have plenty of time to sign up, and I'll see you there. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.